So, yeah, the Caitlin Clark versus the WNBA social media situation is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. As somebody that, again, is like, look, I'll just laugh at situations, and a lot of this channel, like, we'll talk about ball sometimes. Sometimes we'll talk about situations that aren't too relevant to the sport of basketball, because at the same time, sometimes there's slow news days for ball. And sometimes we see ridiculous stuff happening. So, if you guys don't know what happened 2 days ago. So, we saw this. We saw this from the WNBA. The WNBA tweeted out this. It was the Indiana Fever floor general, Caitlin Clark, whatever. But they listed her stats. And by the way, this is after assist week. Like, they had a thing called assist week and made it about Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray's never led the WNBA in assists in a season. I'm not joking. Not once in her career did she lead the WNBA in assists. But they made the entire assist week about Chelsea Gray. But then their one post about Caitlin Clark, they literally got the amount of assists Caitlin Clark had wrong. They got it wrong. So, like, we're there, like, how do you mess up that bad? Like, I get messing up, but, like, how did you mess up that bad? That you got the actual total number of assists that Caitlin Clark had wrong. But either way, it got community noted, and then the WNBA took down the tweet. They took down the tweet and didn't put anything up. So there's post celebrating Caitlin Clark, the all-time leader in assists during assist week, that had a wrong stat in it. Instead of fixing it, instead of taking it down and putting it back up like any competent, social media team would do, they took it down and completely took it down and basically were like, well, you want to complain now, you get nothing. So, you know what the Fever did? This. Point guard Caitlin Clark this season. WNBA assist leader in assists per game. Most assists. And by the way, hashtag WNBA assist week. Because the WNBA posted nothing about their all-time leader in assists, all-time leader in assists, they made sure as well to say all she did and give the actual numbers. They gave the actual numbers: 12, 10, most assists by rookie in All-Star game history, most career 10-plus assist games in franchise history, most career? Wow. Most assists in a single season, WNBA leader in assists per game, and they didn't even say she had the most assists in a single game in the history of the W. That was forgotten. It was forgotten that she had the most assists in a single game, and she also had the most assists in a half, obviously. Well, not obviously. She had the most assists in a half and tied the most assists in a quarter. They didn't even put nearly as many assists. If I was them, I would have put every single assist record that she broke, rookie or anything. Because you can go over 240 characters. I would have just had this entire list. I would have just made it, like, obnoxiously long. There's an obnoxiously long list of every single, even little thing being like, I don't know, it could be something like she definitely, you wouldn't be surprised if there's some like most assists in a 3-minute spell or something. Or most assists per layup. Or if they can find hockey assists and she had the most hockey assists. Like, you just have like everything. Every single like thing where it's like most months averaging 10+ assists, which I think, it was only 2 months I think or it was only July that she averaged 10 assists. But either way, like something. Or an entire month averaging double-digit assists. Something like that. Yeah, like, they could have made this way, way better tweet. But it still is a Indiana Fever social media admin needs to take over for WNBA social media. I don't think they were petty enough. I fully do not believe they were petty enough today. I think they were petty. I don't think they were nearly petty enough. Either way, though, that is just, for me anyway, it's like, it just shows, again, how bad the WNBA media admin is. But, like, you're looking and you're like, you've now got WNBA teams basically being like, well, we're going to show you up. And you're like, it's not. It's just gotten absolutely ridiculous. But let me know what you guys think. I'm happy. I think that it's good that we've seen a team kind of going back at the WNBA, and it's also a big reason why, like, obviously people are gonna think what they want in a lot of scenarios. They're gonna be like thinking it's conspiracy. They're gonna be thinking it's fine. But at the end of the day, I actually don't even think it's a conspiracy. I think whoever runs the page, as I've said in my other video, they just hate Caitlin Clark. But it's good seeing like individual teams. And it's funny though, it's like obviously the individual teams are like private entities, but it's funny seeing individual teams defend their players when they're getting screwed by the league. And I wouldn't even mind like other teams doing stuff like that. I would not mind it. If you're going to defend your player from stuff, if you're like, and I don't even hate it when it was like the Chicago Sky being like, oh, Angel Reese's rookie of the year. And I'm like, yeah. Obviously the Chicago Sky are going to say that. And I don't mind teams going to bat for their players on social media, especially when they've been kind of, I'm not going to say like screwed, but like screwed by the actual league itself. And again, the league is just, when it comes to the WNBA, the league is just always, it's always in one of those kind of weird positions where you're like, it's so clear that they're fumbling so badly as a league. And you're just sitting there watching and being like, can you even do anything? Can you even say anything? Is there a point talking about it? And to be honest, I think there is. I think there still is a point. There's definitely a point in talking about the failures of the league. But again, when you see the teams themselves calling it out, it's one thing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm happy that the Indiana Fever did this. I'm really happy the Indiana Fever did this because I think some of the like blatant from the actual page itself, like anti-Caitlin Clark stuff, not that it needs to be called out, but it needs to be like, at least someone has to say like, well, this isn't entirely right. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, this situation's nuts. Like, I cannot believe we're in the middle of November. Like, we are literally in the middle of November, and we're still talking about WNBA disrespecting Caitlin Clark. And I hate the fact that, like, well, it's been long enough that it's not even a conspiracy, that it's like certain people still, they're just never going to like her. The problem is that when you have it seems like 60% of the people with personal biases against Caitlin Clark are literally being employed by the league, which isn't a good look.